In the next few lessons, we are going to be covering commands taken from the evaluate ribbon. In this lesson, we are going to be looking at the interference detection command. Now, the interference detection will detect any interference between assembly components. Before we get into interference detection, if you would like to work along with me, go into your working files folder and open the assembly named U-bracket fully assembled. Now let's begin. I'll select the interference detection icon and the property manager opens. In the first window, this is where you specify what components you want to check. By default, SolidWorks inserts the entire assembly. In most cases, you want to clear this window and only select the components that you really want to check the interference between. This will greatly reduce the resources required by SolidWorks to calculate the interference. Once you select the components, and I select the 2 U brackets, you then select Calculate. Notice in the results window, I have 3 interferences. Interference 1 is located in this area, noted by the red color. Interference 2 is in this upper corner, and interference 3 is on the back side of the assembly. Also note the interfering parts are shown transparent, and that is because if we scroll down the property manager, you will see there's a check mark in front of Make Interfering Parts Transparent. Let's scroll back up. Any one of these interferences can be ignored by simply right mouse clicking and selecting Ignore. Now once you ignore it, notice it's grayed out, but it's still showing up in the results window. And that is because we have the Show Ignored Interferences checked. If we uncheck it, it's removed from the window. If we check it, we see it once again in the window. At any time you want to unignore the interference, you simply right mouse click and select Unignore. Right below the results window, we have a checkbox for component view. If I select component view, and let me collapse the tree, notice the window only displays components, U bracket 2 and U bracket 1. I'll uncheck it. Moving a little bit up, notice we have a checkbox for excluded components. Now if I put a check mark here, in this example, I am going to use it to clean up my assembly. I'm going to go out to the screen and select the square block and the 4 pins. By doing this, it makes it easier to see the interferences on the screen. So once again, interference 1, interference 2, and interference 3. So that gives you an idea of how interference detection works, and hopefully when you build your assemblies, this would be a tool that you will use to see if any of your components are interfering with one another.